Notice what others ignore. The art of seeing what is already there. Opening note. The world is speaking. Are you watching? Most people look, few people notice. A door closes. Someone pauses before answering. The room becomes quiet. A person smiles differently than yesterday. A tiny opportunity appears between two ordinary moments. Nothing dramatic happens, and yet something is happening. We live surrounded by signals, details, patterns, expressions, mistakes, opportunities, and quiet invitations. The remarkable thing is not that they exist. The remarkable thing is how often we walk past them. This book is an invitation to slow down just enough to see what is hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes your next idea is sitting inside something everyone else dismissed. Sometimes the answer is inside the question nobody asks. Sometimes the person everyone overlooks is carrying the most important story in the room. And sometimes the thing you need to notice is you. Chapter 1. Looking is not noticing. Looking requires eyes. Notice presence. You can walk through the same street 100 times and suddenly see a window you never remembered. The window was always there. You changed. Notice how powerful that is. The wall does not always need to change before you discover something new. Sometimes your attention changes first. The attention gap. There is a gap between that exists and what we preside. Call it the attention. Everything outside your attention can still exist, but it does not become part of your experience. You don't notice every conversation, every expression, every sound, every possibility. Your mind filters. The question is, what is your filter allowing you through? Chapter 2. The things everyone steps over. Imagine a street after rain. Hundreds of people walk across it. You see puddles. One person sees a reflection. Another notices a pattern in the cracks. Someone else notices that one shop has suddenly changed its opening hours. Another notices a lonely person sitting beneath an arch. Same street, different worlds. This is where observation becomes powerful. The overlooked often contains information. The discarded may contain an idea. The awkward moment may contain truth. A small inconsistency may reveal the entire pattern. Train your eyes. Start asking, what did everyone else pass by? Not because everyone else is wrong, because crowds are excellent in agreeing with what is already visible. Innovation often brings People often listen to words. They want to listen to pauses. A pause before an answer, a pause before a decision, a pause before someone says your name, a pause after a difficult question, a pause what can carry information, not necessarily a secret, not necessarily hidden meanings, sometimes simply hesitations. Hesitation is worth noticing. A 3 second window. When someone speaks, resist the urge to immediately prepare your response. Give the moment 3 seconds. Observe what changed, the expression, the breathing, the posture, the energy, the certainty. You may discover that communication is happening beyond vocabulary. Chapter 4. Notice what repeats. One unusual event is interesting. A repeated event is information. You miss one train, random. You miss the same train every Monday, pattern. You've repeatedly postponed the same project, pattern. The same type of conversation keeps frustrating you, pattern. The same idea keeps returning to your mind, perhaps, pattern. Your life leaves breadcrumbs. Some are obvious, others repeat quietly until you finally turn around and follow them. Ask yourself, what keeps happening? What keeps returning? What keeps bothering me? What keeps attracting my attention? What keeps working? What keeps failing? Repetition is one of life's loudest whispers. Chapter 5. Notice what makes you curious. Curiosity is attention with a question attached. You see something strange. Instead of dismissing it, you ask why. That question can open a door. Curiosity does not always lead somewhere useful, but without it, many useful places remain undiscovered. The next time something catches your attention, don't immediately explain it or spread it away. Stay with it. Investigate. Turn it over. Ask another question. Then another. Explain it away. Stay with it. Investigate. Curiosity protocol. When something feels interesting, notice it. Name it. Question it. Explore it. Record what you discover. You don't need to become obsessed with everything. You just stop killing curiosity before it gets a chance to speak. Chapter 6. Notice the person no one is listening to. Every room has a social map. Someone speaks often, someone rarely speaks, someone gets interrupted, someone is always asked for an opinion, someone is never asked. Pay attention. participation is not the study equally. Sometimes the quietest person has the clearest observation. Sometimes the newest person sees what experience people have become accustomed to. Sometimes the outsider notices the obvious because they haven't learned to ignore it yet. Ask a different question instead of who is the most impressive person here. Try who has not heard yet. That question can change the room. Chapter 7. Notice your own ignoring. This is where the book turns inwards. Because noticing others is easy compared with noticing ourselves. We ignore fatigue, we ignore hesitation, we ignore excitement, we ignore resentment, we ignore the ideas, we ignore the project. We keep saying we will begin. We will ignore the compliment that made us uncomfortable because we don't quite believe it. We ignore the things we secretly want because wanting it feels inconvenient. Sometimes the most ignored person in your life is you. Eternal obedience. Pay attention to what energizes you, what drains you, what feeds you, excites you, what you avoid, what you defend, what you admire, what you admire, what you keep returning to. These aren't verdicts, they are clues. Chapter 8. Power of Small. The world trains us to chase large signals, big win, big announcements, big opportunities, big transformations. But life is mostly made of small things. One sentence, one decision, one conversation, one observation, one extra mile minute, one person, one attempt, one adjustment. Small does not mean insignificant. A single pixel seems meaningless. Thousands of pixels become a picture. A single observation can become an idea can become an action can become a life. Never underestimate the small because you cannot yet see its ending. Chapter 9. Notice the mistake. A mistake is not necessarily merely. Mistake is not always merely a mistake. Sometimes it is evidence. The wrong turn reveals a better route. A failed experiment reveals a missing variable. A broken system exposes a weakness. A typo can reveal an assumption. An unexpected result can become the most interesting result. Instead of asking only what went wrong, ask what did this reveal? The second question turns failure into information. Chapter 10. Notice the ordinary. Extraordinary things often arrive disguised as ordinary things. A normal morning, a familiar face, a routine conversation, a walk home, a cup of coffee, a blank page. We wait for life to become spectacular before we pay attention. Reverse it. Pay attention first. The ordinary becomes textured. You begin noticing light, sound, timing, expressions, movement, the strange little architecture of everyday life. Nothing necessarily changed. Your resolutions, Chapter 11. Build your observation muscle. Observation is tangible. Sorry, trainable. Try this. 5 notice exercise. Every day record 5 things you normally would have ignored. For example, someone changed their usual route. A song sounded differently at night. A colleague became usually quiet. You felt excited when explaining an idea. You keep looking at the same unfinished project. Do not interpret immediately. Just collect. Observation first, meaning later. You are building a personal database of reality. Chapter 12. See before you name. The moment you name something, your brain may not. The brain stops exploring it. This is boring. That's impossible. It's always like that. I'm not good at this. Nothing will happen. Label can become walls. Time replacing certainty with curiosity. Instead of this is boring, ask what am I missing? Instead of I am bad at this, ask what part have I what part haven't I learned yet? Instead of nothing is happening, ask what is happening quietly. The question reopens the door. Chapter 13. When you notice something move, observation without action becomes decoration. You notice an opportunity, explore it. Notice a problem, investigate it. Notice a person struggling, ask. Notice an idea, write it down. Notice a pattern, test it. The purpose of attention is not merely to collect observations, it is to create better moments. See, understand it, move. Chapter 14. The overlooked edge. There is unusual advantage hidden inside being willing to notice. While everyone else is competing for what is obvious, you can investigate what is overlooked. While everyone chases the loud signal, you can examine the quiet ones. While everyone repeats the accepted answer, you can question the forgotten question. This does not guarantee success, but it gives you something valuable. A different field of vision. Sometimes the advantage isn't being smarter, it's simply seeing the board differently. Chapter 15. Notice what others ignore. Now return to the title. Notice what others ignore. Not because you need to be different, not because you need to prove everyone wrong, not because being unconventional is automatically valuable. Notice because reality is larger than the person everyone happens to be looking at. Look at the edge, listen to the quiet, question the obvious. Study the repeated, respect the small, observe yourself when something whispers, look here, don't rush past it. This brings us to the manifesto. I will look again. I will listen beyond the words. I will question what seems obvious. I will notice what repeats. I will respect small signals. I will stay curious. I will observe what I will observe before judging. I will listen to people who are rarely heard. I will not notice my own patterns. I will treat mistakes as information. I will investigate what catches my attention. I will not confuse familiarity with truth. I will not wait for something to become dramatic before I care. I will remember that invisible does not mean unimportant, and when everyone is looking at one direction, I will remember to look around. Final chapter. You were not looking for this. Perhaps this book found you while you were looking for something else. That's fitting. Because sometimes discovery happens in sideways. You went searching for the answer. You noticed something, a sentence, a pause, a feeling, a strange idea, a small irritation, a possibility. And suddenly the ordinary landscape shifted. That's the gift of noticing. It doesn't necessarily give you a new world. It gives you access to the world that are, the world was already there. So tomorrow will walk different. Enter the room differently. Listen differently. Look at your own life differently. Notice the thing that nobody mentioned. Notice the person nobody asked. Notice the idea almost dismissed. Notice the tiny change. Notice the repeated pattern. Notice yourself. Because your next discovery may not be waiting somewhere far away. It might be sitting quiet inside something you have been ignoring. Brings us to the last page. Before you close the book, notice five things. One thing around you. One thing inside you. One thing you have been ignoring. One thing that keeps repeating. One thing worth moving towards. Write them down and look away. You may have just changed what you can see. Notice what others ignore. Start with what is happening